Hey guys, it's VS. I'm finally doing my Q&A. I apologize it's so long after I initially announced it, but in my house it's hard to find time to do a commentary, especially one as long as this is going to be. It might even go into a two-part video if I can't get all the questions into this gameplay. I have a couple things to mention really quickly before I actually get into the questions though. The first is the gameplay. It's my very first 100 plus on Black Ops 2 or any Call of Duty for that matter. I'm using most of the R870 and I think I ended in 115 kills and 5 deaths. The 115 kills thing is kind of cool because I play zombies a lot and you know element 115. But I'm going to start with the questions that were commented on the YouTube page of my video announcing the Q&A, and then I'll move on to my Twitter questions. I have I think 10 on the YouTube comments and I don't know how many on Twitter, but let's get on to the first question. The very first one is by The Kill Show, and I'm not doing this in any particular order. I'm just kind of reading down the comment list, and that's just kind of how I'm doing it. So the first one is by The Kill Show. He asks who my favorite YouTuber is. I don't really want to say I have a favorite one. I have a couple people that I really enjoy watching. I really enjoy watching Jay Nasty, and the reason because I find his rage entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. He's a really cool guy when he's not raging. I know a lot of people don't like him. It's either you like him or you don't. I like him. That's just me. But as for the person that I probably liked watching the very most when he was doing YouTube is NY Boost. I don't think a lot of you guys know him. He played mostly in MW3, and since then he hasn't really uploaded. Actually, he hasn't uploaded for a very long time, since like mid Black Ops 2, I think. But he was actually who got me into YouTubing, and I'll get into that in a minute. Because there was a question on why I started YouTubing, so that's when I'll talk a little bit more about that. The next question is by LGND Surflex. I hope I say all your guys' name right. I'm just kind of reading it as I go, but he asked any tips on how to join the Doom clan. The only thing I can really say is either have really exceptional gameplays, be really good at graphics, or you know, be a good commentator that can actually sound like a commentator and not have a bunch of ums and stuff in the commentary. I'm not really saying I'm a good commentator myself, but that's all I can really offer on tips on how to join. Just have stuff that a lot of people don't. Good gameplays, commentaries, graphics, and all that stuff. So the next question is by Doom Crimson. He asked what video games I played before Call of Duty. And I mostly played Halo and Gears of War. I think Gears of War 2 is actually the very first game I played multiplayer on, the online multiplayer. And I played this quite a bit, mostly because my brother played it and he kind of got me into it. And that's also when I first made my Xbox Live account, and I've had the same account since that. It's been about 5 years, I think, almost 5, probably closer to 4.5, but I also played Halo 3 a lot in its prime, and those were the two games I played the most. The games prior to that were all like N64 and Super Nintendo games, Yoshi's Island, Super Smash Bros., Super Mario 64, a lot of the classic games that a lot of people still enjoy now. And that's really all I played before Call of Duty. And I play a lot of other games besides Call of Duty right now, but those are the games I played before. The next question is by Embrace the Pace. He says, do you plan on ever posting other games alongside Call of Duty? And if you do you think it's better to start a second channel or post all games on one channel? I have actually posted other games on this channel, but they've done awful. And I can kind of understand that just because it's a Call of Duty channel and a lot of people don't really like watching Call of Duty or other videos that aren't Call of Duty on a Call of Duty channel. They usually would get like 15 views when my other videos were getting up around 50. And the game wasn't like that popular. It was just a Rayman game. And I think a Mario game I tried a long time ago. But if I did post other games, it would be probably on a second channel. I'd want to keep it on my main channel just because I don't really like the idea of managing two channels at the same time. So to answer the question, I probably will not post other games on this channel. It's not Call of Duty. I do stream a lot though, and most of the games I stream aren't Call of Duty just because I don't have the internet to stream online Call of Duty, so I play a lot of other games like Guitar Hero, Banjo-Kazooie, stuff like that, and that's probably where you'll see other games that I like to play that's not on YouTube. So that's the answer to that question. But the next question is by I'm Also You. He said, where do you find scissors strong enough to cut your hair? I gotta say, if I ever do choose to cut my hair, which I've actually been thinking about lately, but if I ever do, you probably have to use weed shears to cut them. The big long kinds that kind of look like scissors, just they're 20 times bigger. The next question is by Jones Montgomery. He said, does a transformer have to pay for life insurance or car insurance? And it's a two-part question. He also said, would you rather pimp slap a cactus or super glue your hands to your butt? The first question, I don't think it would be really either. If either, it would be life insurance. For car insurance, if he does get pulled over and is asked for car insurance to see the proof of insurance, I mean, he could just transform and he wouldn't be a car anymore. So if any, it would be life insurance. I'd have to say more something like tech support insurance, something like you'd get when you buy something from Best Buy and they have a warranty on it. That's about the most I can offer for that question. The second one, would I rather pimp slap a cactus? Yeah, I probably would have to go with super gluing my hands, just because like paint thinner will remove it pretty fast, and you know, that'd be a solution to that problem. So the next question is by Shotgun 2022. He said, "What's your favorite Call of Duty?" Right now, this is kind of a tough question, because right now I'd have to say it's MW3. When they were in their prime, I'd have to say MW2. I really enjoyed MW2, and I still would quite a bit, but there's just so much trash in the game, it's just totally ruined it. Right now, I've been really enjoying MW3, especially Infected, but I feel like this game is the most balanced right now. There's not a lot of people using like Dead Man's Hand or the Striker. It seems a lot of people are just running around with SMGs and ARs, which is what I really like to play with. And I haven't really ran into many LMGers, a couple snipers here and there, but all in all, not too bad. But to answer the question, I have to say MW3 or Black Ops 2 both seem pretty alright, although I think I have more fun in MW3 as of right now. The next one is by Fergan Plays Games. He asked what my real name is, and I've actually had a couple people ask this, so I'm just kind of merging all the questions of anybody that asked this into this particular question, so I don't have to answer it twice, which wouldn't make sense anyway. But he asked what my real name is, and as of right now, I'm just not going to release it officially. I know a couple people on Twitter know it, and it's not really too big a deal. I don't know why I'm really like that. It's just how I've always been since the start of YouTube and Twitter. But I'm sorry, that's really all I'm going to mention on it right now. I might officially release it later on. I've kind of been breaking out of that show a little bit more with the face reveal on the Doom Clan channel. Anyway, on to the next question. It's by Sam Rocks. He asked when I started YouTube and why, like who my inspiration was. Back in MW3 is when I started, and I didn't really watch a lot of other YouTubers' videos, so I thought my gameplays were alright, although at this time I think the standard was getting into like the doubles and triples, possibly solo, I don't quite remember. But for me back then, it was more just showing off the gameplays that I got instead of actually going for gameplays, which I thought that's really how it was for a lot of people, and it turns out, and even this is how it is for me now, it really is more about just getting gameplays to post to your channel. As for my inspiration, the guy's name was NY Boost. He's the very first person I ever watched for Call of Duty YouTube videos, and that's because we were both friends on a Pokemon Battle Simulator. He linked me his channel, asked me to check it out, and I did, and that's kind of what got me started on watching YouTube videos for Call of Duty. If he never linked me that channel, I probably wouldn't be posting here today or watching any other videos on YouTube, and I definitely would probably be actually doing other stuff as a hobby. But he's the very first person I watched. I really enjoyed his videos quite a bit. It's too bad they stopped posting, but I guess life caught up with him and he got busy with that. I know he was a really good student and he probably focused more on school. The next few questions are from Doggish Days. The first one is, how much does Uber get laid? If you guys don't know who Uber is, he's actually my brother. He's on Twitter. He doesn't really upload anything right now. But yeah, if you want to find out that, you're going to have to ask him yourself. The next one is, do I text my brother in the same house? And that's only when he's up in his room and I'm downstairs, and I don't feel like going up there just to ask him a question. I think anybody that's in a family that is kind of in a bigger house like that can relate to that. The next one is, how long have I been growing my hair? Just over 2 years now. It's actually 2 years and 15 days. The only reason I know that is because I got my hair cut the day before I started a job, and my anniversary for that job for 2 years just happened 15 days ago, so I don't think it's weird that I actually know that. The next one is, Hillary going to be president? I really don't think so. I don't really get into politics too much, but I'm just going to say no. Do I have any fetishes? Doesn't everybody? Would I screw Sniper with? Probably not, for more moral reasons than anything else. And then he said, I'll get back to you on the rest. But the next one is by Notorious Bog. He said, who do I watch on YouTube? And there's a couple different people. I don't really watch as many people as I used to, just because the people I used to watch all have stopped posting. I used to watch Sarcasm, The Kill Show, Blacklight, all those people that got pretty big in MW3, and even posted a little bit back in Black Ops 2, but they've all stopped posting, so a lot of people that I really watched a lot have stopped. But as for who I watch now, which I think was the original question, I don't really watch too many people now. I watch mostly just like Jay Nasty, Doom Clan, people that are in Doom, Big Fultz, just some of my other buddies, and that's about it. It's pretty limited right now. The next one is by The Locust King. He asked what my favorite video game of all time is, and the video game that I have most time played on and how long. So, I have a couple games. I don't really think I have a favorite just because there are a lot of games I really like. Those being Dust and Legion's Tale, which is on Xbox, and I think it's pretty cheap right now if you guys want to play it. But as for that, most of the other games are really older games for Super Nintendo and N64. You know, Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario 64, Super Mario RPG, and Guitar Hero. I really like the Guitar Hero series as a whole. mostly Guitar Hero 3, but the game I have the most time played on is either Pokemon Silver, which I don't really know how much just because I reset that game and played through it so many times, or MW3, which I know I have over 30 days played on. It's probably my most played Call of Duty. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is, as I play that game a lot in its prime. But the next question is from Sam. He said, how much swag do you have? I don't think there's a really good meter to measure how much of that I have, so I'm sorry I can't really answer that. How many Moabs do I have by Dre's Scarface? I think it's over 100 now. I posted a video quite a while back and actually showed me getting 75, I think, because for some reason the game announces when you get a certain milestone in Moabs, and I've gotten quite a few Moabs since that particular Moab, so I'm going to say over 100. As for a particular number I don't really have, I kind of lost track on that. But do I think Call of Duty is dying? If so, how much longer do you think the series has? That was asked by T-Dog. I don't think it's dying. I think it's more hurt just because Ghost wasn't that good of a game. A lot of people don't like it, so a lot of people don't play it. But a lot of the people that stopped playing Ghost have went back to Black Ops 2, so I don't think it's really dying. I just think the game in its prime right now isn't doing as well as a lot of people like. Hopefully Advanced Warfare can bring that back. However, I'm kind of running out of time on this gameplay, so I probably will do 2 videos, and I have like 4 more questions I want to answer before the gameplay ends. So really quickly, Chris asked what my favorite band is. Dragon Force, who I've been listening to a lot lately. Guitar Hero got me into that. The next one is Pro Nemesis said, do you ever plan on doing face cam videos? I would like to, but I don't really have a face cam right now, and I probably will do that somewhere down the road. But the last actual question for the YouTube comments is, what am I interested in besides YouTube? And this was asked by Scorpius. He also asked, do I keep promises? I try to as much as I can, but as for the first question, what am I interested in besides YouTube? And I'm assuming you're talking about stuff that's not so video game related, but I like throwing knives, I like fishing, I like taking apart things that are broken and trying to figure out what's wrong with them and then putting them back together, such as mostly hardware stuff like my Xbox. I fixed that. I recently built my own computer. I like hunting, mostly pheasant and mushroom hunting, and no, I'm not talking about the drug mushrooms, I'm talking about morels. I also just like hanging out with friends in general. But that's it for all the YouTube comment questions. I'll do another video specifically for the Twitter questions that I got, and that'll be up as soon as possible. But like this video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and be sure to keep an eye out for that Twitter Q&A.